If you believe the lithium space, green metals and the EV revolution, Atlantic Lithium's a fantastic story to back.
Hello and welcome to Paydirt TV. I'm Michael Washbourne and today I'm joined by Atlantic Lithium's interim CEO, Len Kolf. Len, thanks for joining us.
Great to be here, thanks.
Len, it's all systems go at the A11 Lithium project in Ghana. Tell us a bit about the work programs you've got underway as you approach that all-important milestone of completing the DFS this year.
Yeah, well, that's certainly our focus, get the DFS out for end of Q2 this year. We've had an exciting meeting today with our feed team and we're really working hard to get that DFS out by the end of Q2 this year.
Yeah, fantastic. And on top of the DFS, you've also got some studies underway on a DMS modular units program. So tell us about what value that's going to add to the project.
Yeah, this is something we released earlier this week, and it's really around a stage 2 scoping study. So we're looking at ways how we can enhance value on this asset, and really that's around how quickly you can get to production. How can you maximize the current pricing dynamics? So the quicker you can get into production, the more revenue you can generate. So hence these modular DMS units, we'll be able to get those onto site and producing a spodumene concentrate as we build in parallel the large industrial scale plant. So that's what we're going to be studying as part of that stage 2 scoping study. But we're still focusing on getting that DFS out.
Excellent. Well, you listed around the same time you released that PFS last year. What extras are we going to see in the DFS compared to the economics we saw last September?
Well, the biggest change is the increase in the resource. Obviously, we went from 30.1 million tonnes to now 35.3. Grade stayed consistent there, so that the deposits behaved really well in that regard. We've got a much larger portion of the resource in indicated and measured, so upwards of 80%. And obviously spodumene pricing. So as part of the PFS study, we used an annualized average of $1,359 US per tonne and a long-term average of $1,200. Now, I mean, we're seeing pricing way north of that, so it's very conservative. So we'll be seeing what pricing we use for the DFS.
And exploration isn't certainly going to stop by any stretch. Tell us about the amount of drilling and the focus that you're going to have for exploration in 2023.
Yeah, I mean, that's in our DNA too. We made the Awoya discovery originally, so this year is going to see a big program. We'll be focusing on 10,000 metres towards resource growth and increasing confidence around the resource. And in addition to that, we've got in the order of 6,500 metres dependent on results on exploration drilling. So that's around our regional auger program, which consists of 20,000 metres of auger drilling within the current resource footprint, but also outside of that and our other tenure portfolio. And we're also carrying out a passive seismic survey, so that's pretty exciting, looking at potentially concealed or blind pegmatite targets that we don't know about, we haven't hit in our current drilling because we're always focusing on what's on the surface. So an exciting year ahead for us.
Atlantic and your joint venture partner, Atlantic Lithium, recently came under a bit of fire from an online report that suggested a few things which you came out and were very strongly opposed to. Why did you take such a stance against those accusations?
They were wrong. It was lies, and there were short sellers targeting Piedmont. We were collateral on the side. It's not a normal course of action in the UK, so a lot of our retail shareholder base obviously were shocked with the allegations in the report that were lies. Our resource and our mining license applications got nothing to do with the licenses that were under consideration, and it's completely factually incorrect.
Len, you've had a lot of support from your investors, both originally in London and now in Australia, given your recent ASX listing. What are the key messages you're telling them about staying involved in the company?
Well, I mean, Awoya is arguably one of the best undeveloped hard rock spodumene pegmatite projects out there. It's fantastic mineralogy, low capex, low opex, within 110 kilometres of an operating deep sea port, within a kilometre to the highway that takes you to the port, and within a pro-mining jurisdiction of Ghana, with all of the skill sets you need. So it really is an amazing project, and on a very aggressive timeline towards production. So if you believe the lithium space, green metals and the EV revolution, Atlantic Lithium's a fantastic story to back.
You've also spoken a number of times about the benefits the project will bring to not only Ghana but the community in which you're going to be operating. Tell us about some of those advantages and where you're going to see some real growth in the community advantages.
Yeah, so I mean, this is again something that's in our DNA, and from my perspective, we wanted to get right at the beginning when we made the discovery, roughly 5 years ago. It's an all Ghanaian team, bar one expat, our exploration manager in Ghana. But really it's about the projects within the community. We're host in the community nation, so it's what we can do to give back to the community. So in our case, it's around employment as much as we can from within the community. Over 70 to 80% of our current Ghanaian workforce is from the actual towns around the project footprint. And what we've also done is we've put together a community development fund. So 1% of our gross revenues goes to a dedicated community development fund that's separate from the royalties due to the country at large. So that's really going to bring a lot of benefit, jobs, sustainability, and what the community really seeks: education, medical care, etc., microfinance directly into the community.
Fantastic. Well, thanks, Len. We appreciate you joining us on your trip here to Perth, and we look forward to catching up with the Atlantic Lithium team as you further progress the Airwell project.
Great. Thanks very much.